Well, hello, thank you for joining me on this on-demand video. We are going to go over CED's Internship Plus program. We have some updated web pages that has everything you need to know about the program and applying. So I'm going to go over everything with you. So this year, as you know, it is for third years, and we have some new additions that I'd like to draw your attention to. Yes, if you have an unpaid or unpaid opportunity, you may still apply for funding, but I want you to be aware right here, priority funding consideration will be given to students with those unpaid internships. You will be eligible to receive up to $5,000 in funding to help offset those costs associated with your internship. So things like your housing, your food, transportation, but it is not a compensation to students. So just be aware of those things. We have an interest form here that is now open for you. This helps you get connected with CED so we can make sure you're eligible for the program and direct you otherwise if not. So this form right here will open up to a form for you just to collect some basic information. Oh, and please be aware, if you make a mistake on the form, submit it too soon, just email us at internships and we can take care of that for you and let you know what the next steps are in case you make a mistake. So don't worry about that. What are the expectations? So once you send in that interest form, you will be in touch with somebody from CED, a CED staff member, and there's going to be expectations based on which college you're in. So College of Arts and Sciences, there are 3 requirements to schedule a resume review with a career advisor, join a career community in Oberlink, and on this webpage that links to Handshake to get you set up with that appointment. It links you to what Oberlink is all about, and there's a handy guide here that shows you how to log in for the first time if you've never been, as well as join those career communities. And you can join as many as you'd like. And it's a great way to get connected with alum and your fellow peers. So take advantage of that. There was some confusion in years past, so I want to clarify. Yes, you still have to do 2 career conversations, but they are not due anytime before the end of your summer experience. So we have this here as your requirement, and there is a handy guide on what to expect and how to do it, but you're going to include that in your digication at the end of summer. So you have anywhere between now and the end of your experience to get those done to include in that digication. Conservatory and dual degree students, I want to be clear. With dual degree, it also depends on the type of experience that you have. So if it's more of a music-based, music festival type of experience, you're going to follow along in one of these 3 options. If it's more of an arts and science type of internship, research, say you're a psychology major, then you're definitely going to follow in the requirements above with the resume review, joining Oberlink, and those 2 career conversations. So for conservatory or music-based dual degree students, you're going to fall in one of these 3 options. Option 1 is just like above, resume review, but there is a professional biography review, and that could either be with, the resume review could either be with career advisors here in CED or with the conservatory professional development staff. The bio needs to be done with conservatory professional development, and those links will link you to Handshake to schedule those appointments. And then, of course, the 2 career conversations as well to be included in your digication post-experience. Or if you are taking Prof 200 or Lead 375, that exempts you from having to do option 1. So there are 3 different options for you to choose, and I do get that student list from the conservatory for those that are in those programs. And I will be emailing you accordingly. So what's next? Experience eligibility. So if you're doing an internship, it must be a total of 240 hours. So focus on the hours, not necessarily the weeks. Yes, it needs to be a minimum of 6 weeks because that would be a 40-hour work week, or you can extend it out in a number of weeks as long as you get the total of 240. Same thing with undergraduate undergraduate research. Music festivals and music-based programs experiences are a little bit different. The conservatory is looking for at least 4 weeks, but those don't have to be consecutive experiences. They could be multiple non-concurrent ones that maximize that 4 weeks. One thing I need you to be aware of is it can include a music competition, but that competition needs to have significant preparation, practice, and other additional extracurricular activities, such as a master class or some sort of professional development workshops included. Can't just be a standalone music competition. We do have an option for you to do some academic immersion programs. A lot of students have done a immersion type of course through Middlebury, I believe is a big one. Oberlin also has some June block intensive courses that can be included. But if you have questions about the type of immersion program that you're going to, please just email us again, internships@oberlin.edu, and we'll be happy to discuss the eligibility of your experience. 3-2 engineering students, you must actually participate in Internship Plus the summer after your second year. And as well, we're just gonna skip that part, but that's where we end it. New this year, the BA plus BFA integrated arts students, you actually are going to be participating in Internship Plus the summer after your 4th year. You can't do it sooner, but there are options for you. So if you do fill out that interest form, I will be in contact with you to let you know what the story is. There is a question about double degree students that aren't in that integrative arts that I just spoke about need to do it in your 3rd year. So just be aware of that. Funding eligibility requirements. So this year there's going to be a budget worksheet in the application. So I have made it available here for you to, let's open this real quick. Exactly what is going to be included on the application. So you have a worksheet that you could start working on now. So when you are calculating those eligible expenses, which we'll go over here shortly, you have a worksheet right here that you can put notes, you can include the links and your costs, and you can keep working on this until you are actually ready to apply and you have that solid experience ready to go, because this worksheet will actually have to be uploaded to the application. So feel free to download this, work with it. There's some helpful tips and tricks and websites to utilize. And right at the top, it gives you those eligible expenses to consider. And if you have any questions on the expenses that you might want to include, again, email us, we'll help you out. We are here to support you. Alrighty. So with that budget worksheet, I want you to be aware, you do need to have an offer letter as part of the funding requirements that stipulates if you're being paid or not. Awards are based on your budget up to $5,000, and I need you to be aware that priority funding consideration will be given to students with those unpaid opportunities. And just a note again, the funding is not to serve as compensation, but rather to help offset those costs associated with your opportunity. So just again, it is on that budget worksheet, but what can expenses help with? Travel, commuting, housing, food expenses, which this year we did account for some things. So if you are in a lower or moderate cost area, you're going to use the calculation of $120 per week for the number of weeks that you're at your experience. High cost area, $150. And then I want to talk about program fees for just a second. Program fees are things and fees, registrations that are directly tied to your opportunity. So usually music festivals have an application fee or a registration fee. festival tuitions. Sometimes there's fee-based programs, whether you're doing a field school or something like that. But it can't just be fees that you're hoping for us to pay. They must be directly related to that program or to that experience. And then the learning outcomes for Internship Plus, of course, it's going to connect you to your education as well as real world experiences. You're going to explore a field of interest, grow your network, obviously, and gain insight into the workplace culture and develop those key readiness skills, because the whole basis we want you to pay attention to is those NACE competencies. That will be part of education. There will be a PDF on those because you will be talking about one or two, maybe even three of those 8 competencies of those career readiness skills in your reflection. It also gives you time to reflect upon your personal professional growth, as well as working with career advisors or conservatory professional staff on your job search, interview prep, resume writing, and cover letter development. And then please take note to this box down below. This will contain the application that will open up mid-January. We don't have a specific date. Well, actually, we don't need that part. Just take note to this box down below. The application will be added when it opens up in mid-January, but right now we are going to connect you to the next page. This is new. It lays out everything that you're going to need in order to apply with some helpful links. So, some of this might be repetitive, but I want you all to be aware of what the steps are. Before you apply, that interest form, and again, there is that link to click right there to fill that out for you. That resume review, again, a link to get that appointment set up. Conservatory students, you also can click that link as well, because you either can pick career exploration and development or conservatory professional development. So the options are there for both students, both colleges, I should say. There's also the guide to joining Oberlin groups, which will be very helpful. And then obviously the career conversations, that guide, as well as making sure it needs to be done before you leave your summer experience, not before you apply. So you're ready to apply. Make sure that when you do the application, you do it in one sitting. If you happen to mess up your application, just email, reach out. We can fix it. You just have to let us know. And I tried to put everything here that's on the application so you don't have to go into the actual application and skip ahead and accidentally submit an application that you didn't intend to. So some important things that you will need. Secure your summer experience and obtain an offer letter. The offer letter could be an official letter that they send you that is signed, not the one that you haven't signed yet, or an official email that you have accepted, and they explain the following: the organization name and location, whether it's hybrid or in person. Supervisor contact information, so the person that you'll be reporting to or corresponding with. Some of you might not know your actual supervisor yet. The duration of your experience, so the total length from start to finish, maybe even including how many hours you'll get a week, will be very important. And again, that compensation, whether you are paid or unpaid, because priority funding consideration will be given to those students with unpaid, unfunded internships. You will be asked to upload this letter as part of your application, so make sure you have that. It can't just be a conversation and text messages. I will be emailing you if your offer letter does not have these things in it. A job description or experience description. Some of you might not get a job description. If your offer letter or email stipulates what you're actually going to be doing in that position with the title, you can upload it twice. That's perfectly acceptable. Those of you that may have more than one opportunity, you can just write something up in a Word document, save it, and throw it in the job description, as well as an experience description if you're doing like a music-based type of thing. The program waiver, I often get asked a lot of questions what exactly that is. This is a was approved through our legal department, and it is a waiver for you to sign acknowledging that you understand the requirements of participating in this program and that you agree to take responsibility for yourself and your actions while off campus. So that waiver is downloadable here for you to have and to sign so that it is ready to go for the application. So you can have that ready to go right out of the gate. I will have a blank copy on the application, but I wanted to give it to you ahead of time, just to have you prepared. Conservatory and double degree students that have a music based or performance based type of experience, you will have to have your email confirmation or registration receipts that you can upload, and the Oberlin reference, so the primary studio instructor or other Oberlin faculty that supports that opportunity to include. Next is the budget. So those eligible expenses that I talked about, travel, local transportation and commuting, housing, food expenses, and those program fees. We developed a helpful worksheet that you can also download, as I said. Fill out those expenses, URLs, notes, have that ready to go to throw into your application, or include in your application, I should say. All of that is there. Once you have those things, you will be ready to apply. There's some other basic information that you will have to put in the application, of course, your name, your email, T number, all of those good things. There'll be some multiple choice for you to pick about graduation year, career community, what type of opportunity it is, all kind of basic things. But those are the big pieces, things that you will need to upload actually into that application. Congratulations, you're going to get your funding award. Awesome. But I want to take note about direct deposit. So I've had a number of students where this is not set up correctly, and the controller's office will halt payment if you don't set this up. So I'm going to walk you through how to do that properly. Please note, as student workers, payroll is not set up correctly. You have to go into the accounts payable section of your direct deposit. There is a helpful guide here, but I'm going to walk you through how to get to this in your direct deposit allocation. Okay, so to show you exactly how to get to your direct deposit allocation based on the guide that's there, you're going to go log into Overview, and in the top search bar type in direct deposit allocation. Search and open up your direct deposit allocation. This is going to take you right into how you either get payroll or to get set up for your account. So the top information, if you're a student worker, yes, that should be active, but award money is different than payroll. So if you scroll down, the section you need to pay attention to is accounts payable deposit. That is how you will receive your direct deposit for your award funding. So if you see banking information, if you go over to the status on the right hand side and you see that it is active, you are set up correctly. Yay! You're going to get your money. If you see no banking information, you need to add it in there. The controller's office will halt your funding until you either get that set up, and if you don't, unfortunately, I'm going to be chasing you, and you might end up with a paper check mailed somewhere that's on file. So if you get this done now, you don't have to worry about it. It's set up. Fantastic. Your direct deposit set up correctly. I want to take a moment to talk about international students that are in this funding program. You have one extra step to do. Once your approved payment goes over to the controller's office, you may receive an email that looks a little sketchy, because that's what I've heard, from Sprintax. Sprintax is a tax-based software that you have to fill out some forms. These forms will determine the taxability of the experience that you're going to. It has to do with countries, treaties, things that are above my pay grade. But I want you to know, you have to fill these forms out. From what I have seen, students unfortunately get taxed up front on your award money. So please take that into account when you're calculating things, because unfortunately it's not something that I can stop. I've tried. But you will get this email, you'll fill out those forms, and Human Resources will be in touch with you to make sure all that's set up correctly. If you do not do these forms, just an FYI, unfortunately, Human Resources will tax your award at 30% right off the top. So make sure that you look into that. Sometimes it ends up in spam, so please be aware. You will hear from us, everybody, actually, when you are awarded. It goes through the whole process, it gets approved for pay. You'll get an email from us that your award actually went over to accounts payable to be paid. So you'll have a timeline, sort of, or at least a basic calculation, 7 to 10 business days. Beyond that email, you should be receiving your direct deposit. International students, you will be receiving that Sprintex information, and then you'll get your direct deposit. So please be aware of those things. Questions, please do not hesitate. Internships at. Congratulations, you've got your money, and you now have some end of summer assignments. Post-experience to finish. There is going to be a Blackboard resource that will help you with all of this. It will have some helpful resources on professionalism, some summer resources in case you need some help in a mental crisis, or just some health related resources for you to be aware of. It will also have everything about digication that you need to have or do or be able to read and click on and understand in order to complete that digital portfolio. What needs to be included in your digital portfolio before I go on to those resources? You will have to include a professional looking photo of yourself. You will be reflecting on your summer experience following the prompts, and I will give you in your congratulations, and in the summertime, you'll be getting emails. I'm actually going to give you those prompts on a document that you can download and start typing in, so that when you're ready to fill out this digital portfolio, you literally can just copy and paste. Oh, those career conversations. This is where you're going to put those. So either save them in a PDF, write them down, because you're going to put them right into that digital portfolio as well. And you're, of course, going to want to have any media. So take pictures of yourself while you're at your internship, of you with your colleagues there, you doing the work, videos of you doing some things, logos of the place, whatever you'd like to showcase your work and where you were at. So the resources in Blackboard is going to help you with your theme, changing the background of your digital portfolio, how you actually submit. Just because you hit that submit button once doesn't mean you're done. If you wanted to change a paragraph, you wanted to add some more media, you could submit as many times as you need to. So there'll be some links there on all of those things, as well as Abe did a very helpful video on how to actually change the theme of your background to make it just, make it all about you and the way you want to design it. It is a way for you to kind of show off on what you did in the summer. It's kind of a cool thing. The self-evaluation, that will also be in the instructions at the top part of the digital portfolio for you to click on, as well as in other areas. Please make sure you do that. It is a way for you to kind of evaluate yourself on those NACE competencies. And it is a way for you to also rate the place that you went to and spent your summer with. Plus, you're going to be giving a brief description of your internship, as well as include a photo. Why? We use these things to create the Career Insight book that may or may not use your photo, but we look for some great opportunities to showcase it in that book that gets sent out to digital and physical copies to be used to showcase you all and what you've done over the summer. So the eval has some rating scales you just slide across and rate. There is also some Likert scales on CED services as well as on handshake and appointments and things like that too. So it's your way to be completely honest. In fact, all of what you see here is based on feedback that I have received from your peers on how to make this program better. So we do read, we do listen. We want to make this program as streamlined and as up to date and easy to follow for you all. In this box at the bottom, this also will contain, once you review all this information, and the application is live mid-January, it will contain a link for that actual application. And again, you mess up, you submit too early, you still want to scroll through and see what it's about, you accidentally submit, just email us. We can fix it. We'll let you know what you have to do. Side note, you will have to clear cache and cookies or use a different browser, but all is fixable. Do not freak out. There is one more section on our new pages. Well, it's not really new, it's just updated, is our FAQ. I gave you some important deadlines. The application will open mid-January and remain open through May 1st. We will do rolling application reviews, so beginning or anything that arrives in January, that will begin the beginning of February. We really try to expect about 3 weeks for your application to be reviewed. You're going to get an email. Your application will actually be reviewed for completeness. If it's missing anything, that offer letter I told you about, if it doesn't include all of those pieces, we will be reaching out to get that letter to make sure it's everything there, because we do check with your supervisor that you're actually going to be there. So you're going to get an email that has been accepted and it has gone to the review committee. From that email, you can expect 3 weeks to hear about whether you've been approved or not, or if we need additional information. But you will hear from us. And I know last year we were pretty lickety-split on things. So funding, just say you apply in March and you hear in the end of March that you're approved for funding. We're not going to release those funds right away. Funds actually will start to be distributed through that direct deposit beginning to mid-April on through till all students that have been approved are paid. So any questions with that, let me know. The video that you're watching, it will live here in the FAQ in this section right here, just in case you want to look at it again. There are some additional funding questions if you would like the time to read through these. These are just common questions that we often get that you may want to explore. I'm not going to go through all of these, but if you care to, you have any additional questions that you have not heard in this video, again, review the FAQ, email us. We are here to support you on your summer endeavors. And if you have any questions about eligibility, the type of program or experience, anything, do not hesitate to reach out. Come visit us in CED, mud level, garden level A, and ask questions. Email internships@. We're here to support you. Thank you so much.